Coming up on This Week in Mizzou Basketball, we'll recap the bragging rights game in St. Louis, learn more about one of Mizzou's West Coast imports, and take a look back at a great win in Tiger history. All of that, plus we'll go one-on-one with the head coach, and it's all next on This Week in Mizzou Basketball with Kim Anderson.
This Week in Mizzou Basketball is brought to you by Shelter Insurance. For your auto, home, and life, find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. Bud Light, who reminds fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Missouri Orthopedic Institute, we've got your back. Purina Pro Plan, nutrition that performs. And your local Trusted Choice independent insurance agent. Visit trustedchoice.com to find an agent in your area.
And welcome to another edition of This Week in Mizzou Basketball. I'm Ben Arnett along with Tiger head coach Kim Anderson. And Coach, holiday season, of course that means the bragging rights game in St. Louis. Let's talk a little bit about that classic, another classic chapter in the rivalry. Obviously didn't go the way we wanted it to with a great shot at the very end, but what did you feel like you learned about your team over the course of that game?
Well, you know, Ben, I thought for the first time we played a 40-minute game against a quality opponent. Illinois is a great team. We knew that Ravonte Rice was a great player, Malcolm Hill, but I thought for the first time these guys showed me that they could play for 40 minutes against a good team. And disappointing to lose. We don't want to be a program where, hey, we're just happy to get close. But coming from where we started to where we are now, I hope this gives them some confidence, because that's, I think, been something that they've really lacked is a confident performance, and devastating to lose that way, but still I think we learned some things about our team.
You feel like, at least I have as I've watched the last couple of weeks, you're seeing a lot of passion and intensity coming from your players. Have you seen a noticeable uptick, maybe not necessarily in effort, but just in fire from these guys?
Maybe it's desperation, No, I have. I think it takes time for young kids to understand the intensity and how hard you have to play for 40 minutes. And, I've said this publicly many times that we're not a good practice team. We have not been a good practice team. And in order for us to be a good game team, we have to do better in practice. And we have to play harder in practice. On a more consistent basis, and we just haven't done it. And but I thought we did have pretty good practices leading up into the Illinois game, and we've got to carry that over now into the end of the year and into January.
On that subject of passion coming from the players, Jonathan Williams III seems to have taken his game to another level in that regard. Would you agree? And what have you seen from J3 lately?
Well, this team is constructed, and when we started this season out, we had 13 role players. And I did not envision that. I thought that we would have some of the veterans being sophomores, that would, raise their game to the next level. Because you can't have 13 guys looking around wondering who's going to take charge. And so, we've challenged J3, we've challenged Wes Clark, we've challenged Ryan Rosberg, and I think J3's done a great job. I'm going to continue to challenge him to do better, because I think he's got it in him. I think he's a guy that can make a lot of plays for our basketball team and help us win. Wes Clark needs to step up and play like he played against Illinois. Made big shots, played pretty good defense. When we can get to that level, it'll help our team, because then we know who to give the ball to in crucial situations.
Where have you seen the most improvement in this group over the first 11 games?
Oh, I think we were so bad offensively at the beginning. That's probably where I've seen the most improvement. We've changed a lot of things. They've had to learn kind of on the fly. Now here over break we'll have a little bit more time. But I think offensively we've gotten better. I know some nights people look at it and say, what are they doing? but we're a little bit better. Our spacing's a little better. Our timing's a little better. But it's got to get even. It's got to get even better. You know, we're still a long way from where we need to get. We're still adding things. We're still tweaking. It's still a work in progress. But I think offensively we have improved.
As you go into a bit of a break here, 10 days in between the Illinois and the Oklahoma State games, what's the most important thing for your guys to do to get some rest over the course of that layoff as we head towards the new year?
Well, I think it's important that we get away. I really do. I think it's good that we get away. They've got probably 4 days away. They get a chance to spend time with their families. You know, I don't want them just to lay around for 4 days, so you know, encourage them to get into a gym and work out at least a couple of those days, especially after they eat, because I know their mom's cooking is going to be really, really good. So, but getting away is good, and it'll give us a chance to kind of refocus as a group and come back and be ready for the second part of the season.
Coach, thanks. We'll talk a little bit about Oklahoma State later in the show.
All right, thanks, Ben.
That's head coach Kim Anderson. Time to take a look at the latest Tiger action in the Bud Light highlight.
The Tigers welcome Xavier from the Big East Conference to Mizzou Arena, and the Musketeers got off to a fast start.
Davis left side of the key. Good show by Williams. Davis now will drive to the left block. Scoop it right wing. 3-ball Randolph is good. It's 13-5 in favor of Xavier.
Mizzou responded with a welcome reinforcement as Jakeenan Gant finally played his first game in a Tiger uniform.
How about that? Welcome to the SEC, young man.
Behind O'Meara at the top of the key, now to the right side of the lane, blocked by Gant, right back into the hands of Abel, and Missouri gets the basketball back on a terrific athletic play by Jakeenan Gant. To the right side, now turns, gets right side of the lane, right corner, Gant, 3-ball, made it. Jakeenan's got 7. Missouri cuts it to 8. Remy Abel on the right side, stolen by Allen. Top of the key to the rim. He jams it for his first slam as a Tiger.
We talk about a bounce pass being the slowest pass in basketball. Terrific job that time by D'Angelo Allen, anticipating.
Behind Williams to the right side, 6 to play. Now gets into the paint, flip it outside Williams. He'll drive it right side lane, gets bumped, teardrop good. With 1 second to play in the half, Missouri with some momentum.
Mizzou trailed by just 5 points at halftime and quickly cut the lead to just 1 early in the second half.
Trying to work against Abel, gets to the left block, puts it up, fading away, and rims it home, and Mizzou's within 1. Quickly the other way, Remy Abel lays it up and in.
Can't happen. You can't make a basket and have them lay it in on you. You got to run back in this game. You got to get back and defend the baskets first.
Posting Williams, left block against Jalen Reynolds. Working, gets into the paint, turns back towards the baseline, now leans in, right hand layup good.
But despite 17 points from J3 and an impressive 13 points in 15 minutes from Jakeenan Gant in his debut, Mizzou just couldn't keep up with Xavier in the second half and fell 74-58. The holidays in Missouri mean bragging rights in St. Louis. Mizzou continued the holiday tradition against Illinois in front of a packed house at Scott Trade Center, and it was a back-and-forth battle. The three-point shot helped keep Mizzou in the game, while Illinois was cold from beyond the arc, shooting 2 for 10 in the first half. Jakeenan Gant's put-back basket with just under 6 minutes to play in the first gave Mizzou its first lead. The Tigers trailed by just 2 at halftime, but things really heated up in the second stanza. Illinois built a 6-point lead, but Mizzou stormed right back. Mizzou would eventually rally all the way back and regain the lead, but after Illinois tied the game back up at 50, Jonathan Williams III electrified Tiger fans with an old-fashioned three-point play. The two old rivals locked in for a scintillating final few minutes. Wes Clark tied the game at 55. A slam from Nana Egwu surged the Illini back in front with 1:50 to play. Trailing by 2 with under 30 seconds left, Wes Clark went to work, setting up the dramatic final moments. Mizzou guarded the final play as well as possible, but Illinois' Revante Rice found a way to get off a miracle three that fell in at the buzzer to give Illinois a 62-59 win, adding another classic chapter to the Braggin' Rights rivalry.
Are you up for whatever?
This is Matt. We saw him holding a Bud Light, which means he's up for whatever.
I'm on a tempo!
Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens.
Shelter Insurance has covered a lot of miles and a lot of cars and drivers since 1946. We like knowing we have you covered, so you can just sit back and enjoy the ride. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
The day after the Tigers win, you can get 50% off your regular menu price order by ordering online at papajohns.com with the promo code TigersWin, only at papajohns.com. It's time for the Edward Jones Tiger Cage.
And joining us this week inside the Edward Jones Tiger Cage is Mizzou senior Keanu Post. We're recognizing Keanu for his efforts on the court this year and last year, senior season, junior college transfer. And kind of tell us what the adjustment was like a year ago when you came in here and you made the jump from junior college ball to Division I ball in the SEC.
Summer was pretty good. Then once season started kicking off, it got a little tough, but I think I did a good job getting through it. It was really exciting. A good year last year.
How would you kind of describe your first season playing Division I ball and the changes you had to make and improvements you made in your game playing in the SEC last year?
It was difficult. The competition's a lot different. You got bigger, stronger players than JUCO, and the traveling and all that is just completely different, especially here at Mizzou.
How did you deal with that adjustment, and what do you feel like helped you get through it?
I think just I dealt with it by just coming to practice every day and just working through practice, trying to get better and better. But yeah, I think pretty good.
Yeah. As you've gone through your second season now, you got a new head coach in Kim Anderson, and he played some pretty good basketball as a big man in his day here at Mizzou, Big 8 Conference Player of the Year back in the 70s. What's it been like to learn from him and kind of hear some of his past experiences to try to help you out and grow as a player?
It's really good. As a big man, he's got a lot of key points that he touches on that really helps us in the practice. He's involved in practice, which is really good, and that also helps with teaching points.
What are some of the biggest things you've learned from him?
Just footwork stuff, shooting the hook, finishing around the basket, just straight up, keeping the ball high, just stuff like that. Just minor stuff that really makes a big difference in games.
Now you're from Canada, British Columbia. What are the biggest differences between Canadian and American basketball, if there are any?
It's a lot different. It's a lot more aggressive down here, a lot more athletic, more faster paced games. So, but that was high school. So. I don't know what the collegiate level's like, but I think it carries over quite a bit.
Now, as you get into the second half of your senior season here, conference play is around the corner. What are some of the goals that you have and things that you're trying to work and improve upon as we head towards SEC play?
Just want to get tighter as a team. If you saw the Illinois game, we lost. I think we did a lot of good stuff as a team, really came together. Just want that to carry over to the second part of the season, and I think we can do that.
And as you look towards kind of conference play, you've been through that before. Yeah. What do you tell the younger guys about what's going to change whenever you start to play in the SEC?
You have to be ready to fight every day. Like it's gonna be a battle every night. Every team's a good team. You can't take any breaks on them. It's not like preseason when you got some like teams that you feel are expected to beat, but it's like that. You gotta take every game as a big game.
Well, Keanu, we appreciate it. Good luck as we flip the calendar from 2014 to 2015, and thanks for stopping by and talking to us.
Thank you.
That's Keanu Post joining us inside the Edward Jones Tiger Cage. Edward Jones, a proud supporter of Mizzou Athletics. For more information or to find your nearest Edward Jones financial advisor, just visit edwardjones.com. And now it's time for the Missouri Orthopedic Institute Player of the Week. This week we honor sophomore forward Jonathan Williams III. J3 had 17 points and 9 rebounds against Xavier. Followed that up with 15 points and 8 boards against Illinois in the bragging rights game. Williams has been on a tear this season, leading the Tigers in both scoring and rebounding. Jonathan Williams III, your Player of the Week, brought to you by Missouri Orthopedic Institute. We've got your back.
This is Sean. We saw him holding a Bud Light, which means he's up for whatever happens. In this case, Jimmy Johnson.
I, Jimmy Johnson, challenge you to a little football game. Don't get nervous.
Are we ready?
I'm ready. Jimmy Johnson has dominated the electric football circuit.
Yeah, look at the little Jimmy run.
He's hurt.
He's pushing through. He's pushing
through.
Wait
a minute. Wait a minute.
Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens.
If your dog can dream it, Purina Pro Plan can help him achieve it. Purina Pro Plan's bioavailable formulas deliver optimal nutrient absorption. Purina Pro Plan, nutrition that performs.
Right now, get any large original or flatbread taco pizza for only $13.99. Casey's, famous for pizza.
And welcome back to This Week in Mizzou Basketball. Originally committed to the previous coaching staff, freshman guard Naaman Wright reaffirmed that he wanted to be a Tiger when he recommitted to the program and head coach Kim Anderson last summer. Lauren Holman has more on the Los Angeles native.
When Kim Anderson became Mizzou's new head coach, freshman guard Naaman Wright had a decision to make.
He's a guy that when I got the job, I went to California to visit with some of his family and him, and at first, he kind of wanted to look around, and I understood that. You got a new coach from California, you got a coach coming in from Warrensburg, Missouri, so I said, yeah, please, feel free to do that. Feel free to look around.
Wright had committed to the previous staff, and after the coaching change, felt the need to explore his options. Naaman quickly came to the realization, though, that Mizzou was still the perfect fit.
He's a new coach, so I knew it was going to be hard for him to really get to make a big case because I've been recruited by so many coaches, and it was so late in the process. But he just said what he could say, like, honestly. You know, he gave his honest, you know, told me what he's going to try to do with the program and, you know, and myself, and so that's pretty much it.
Wright was sold, and now just halfway through his freshman year, Naaman's already proving he can be a key player for the Tigers, like his 21-point effort against Chaminade and Maui, when Wright was a perfect 7 for 7 from the field.
I know the type of young man he is. He's worked extremely hard. He's worked extra. He's in there shooting all the time. He's working on his game. So surprised would not be the word. I'm happy for him because when you can see the fruits of your labor, it makes it a lot easier to go in that practice gym at 10 o'clock at night and work on your game. So I'm really, really proud of the progress he's made so far.
But the work is far from over. Wright's off to a good start, but his focus remains on constant improvement.
Consistency, defense, ball handling, shooting, everything really. But some of the main things are just improving, sharpening my handling abilities and consistency.
I know he'll keep working hard, and I know he's going to continue to improve. And with improvement is expansion, expanding his game so that people don't just have to guard him on his jump shot. People can also, they've got to guard him off the dribble, and they know he's a good defender. Just being a more complete player. And he's on his way to doing that.
For This Week in Mizzou Basketball, I'm Lauren Holman.
And this week's Purina Pro Plan Profile focuses on Mizzou Basketball's Director of Student Athlete Development, Paul Rohrvig, and his pups, Barkley and Baxter. Paul played for Coach Anderson at the University of Central Missouri and played his high school basketball for former Tiger Jed Frost in Odessa, Missouri. He came to Mizzou after working for the NCAA's Eligibility Center in Indianapolis, making Paul perfect for the role of liaison between the team and Mizzou's academic and compliance departments. Paul Rohrvig, he's this week's Purina Profile, brought to you by Purina Pro Plan.
If your dog can dream it, Purina Pro Plan can help him achieve it. Purina Pro Plan's bioavailable formulas deliver optimal nutrient absorption. Purina Pro Plan, nutrition that performs.
The Top 25 is brought to you by Shelter Insurance. For a free auto, home, and life insurance protection review, visit your local Shelter agent or find us on the web at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. we're your shelter. With senior stars like John Sunvold and Steve Stepanovich returning for the 1982-83 season, Missouri coach Norm Stewart prepared his team for a fourth straight Big 8 title run with some tough non-conference games. The Tigers played the defending national champion North Carolina Tar Heels twice and split with NC. They also split with Pac-10 powers Oregon State and Washington. Perhaps the Tigers' toughest non-conference game came on January 9th, when coach Jim Valvano brought his eventual 1983 national champion North Carolina State Wolfpack to the Hearns Center. The Pack may have won the title in '83, but they left Missouri with a loss. Steve Stepanovich scored 10 points, John Sunvold had a game-high 17, and the Tigers beat the Wolfpack 49-42.
And time to wrap things up with the head coach, Kim Anderson. Coach, long break in between Illinois and Oklahoma State. Your next game is December 30th in Kansas City. How do you keep the guys sharp, and what do you work on in particular as you look ahead towards that matchup with Oklahoma State?
Well, come back on the 26th, and the first thing is just kind of get a little conditioning back in, I think, because, obviously I know we encourage them to work out, but I know they probably have laid around and eaten a lot of food. We'll have, the good thing now we don't have school, so we can practice twice a day or 3 times a day, whatever we need to do. A lot of basketball coming up, and a lot of work to do to get ready for those games.
And very important and exciting to be in Kansas City for that OSU game in the Sprint Center, and how important is it for the team to get a good crowd at that and to show the Mizzou support in KC?
Well, I think it's very important. When I got this job, one of my priorities was to play a game in Kansas City, and a great rival from old Big 12 days, and a great basketball program with great history, off to a great start. So it'll be a very difficult game. Mizzou Nation needs to show that they're supportive of our team, and I have watched a couple of other local schools play in there, and they've had great crowds. So hopefully we'll be able to exceed that, or at least match it or exceed it. So I encourage everybody to come out that's in Kansas City. We're playing this game for you. We could easily have played one right here in Mizzou Arena, but I really felt it was important that we take our program to Kansas City and play in the Sprint Center.
Coach, we appreciate it. Thanks for your time. Good luck in the new year.
Okay, thanks, man.
For head coach Kim Anderson, I'm Ben Arnett. And for our entire Mizzou Network crew, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on This Week in Mizzou Basketball.
This Week in Mizzou Basketball was brought to you by Shelter Insurance. For your auto, home, and life, find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. Bud Light, who reminds fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Casey's General Store. Casey's, famous for pizza. Missouri Orthopedic Institute. We've got your back. And your local Trusted Choice independent insurance agent. Visit trustedchoice.com to find an agent in your area.